Welcome to Jammu Links in Conversation with Sailors. Our guest of today is a young IAS officer who exhibits fierceness in her character. Coming from the political heartland UP, she has adapted well in Jammu and is carrying her work with utmost sincerity and honesty. Her upfront work style speaks volumes. We proudly present JMC Commissioner, the fearless Mandeep Kaur. Hello ma'am, welcome to the show.
Hi.
You come from UP, so coming from UP to Jammu, and these two places are politically as well as physically very different. So how do you see and perceive things as far as administration is concerned?
Of course, there is vast difference between UP and Jammu. That is huge state, and as compared to that, Jammu is a small land. Since it's a small state, I think the administration over here is smooth because it becomes easy to manage smaller district than the huge districts in the state like UP. And in UP, we can say, the politics and we can say that from the Britishers period, the administration was well established here. While as we know the history of J&K, this came much later. So things over here, I would say that are less politically controversial. Working over here is smooth and I think easy as compared to UP.
Civil services comes up with a higher position and responsibility at a very young age. So is that an advantage or a disadvantage in your case?
I came at a reasonably, decent age of maturity as well as, less rigidity. Because as you grow up in the age, you probably become more rigid in your approach, and at the same time, changing as per the circumstances. This is what I feel becomes difficult. But I came at a reasonably decent age, so that thing didn't affect me much.
We see that very few people know that you also hold a master's degree in law, which could have easily opened up many avenues as far as big salaries are concerned. So why switch to administration?
I was working, I was earlier in private sector and I worked for a couple of years in the legal field. I did my practice, but then destiny brought me here and I'm quite happy. I think the kind of challenges which civil services offer, that has no parallel anywhere, in any field. So, and the kind of satisfaction you get while working in this, in different fields. So, there is no comparison to that.
Coming to your profile, we see that city lack a lot of basic amenities, like where there aren't decent footpaths, where there aren't much smoother roads, the drainages are blocked. So what are the things that the department is doing to make up for that shortfall?
The basic cause of all these problems dates back to history of JMC. We made it a corporation and we expanded its jurisdiction from 23 to 71 wards. Huge expansion in terms of area and all, but without actually giving full support to the corporation. The staff continues to be the same, rules, regulations, legislations continue to be the same, and from we operate under 1970s constitution. So you can see that 40 years and no change in terms of strengthening the corporation has been offered. Very recently now we have tried to we have submitted proposals to the government for its restructuring and all that. So if we talk of basic amenities in the city of Jammu, the root cause is that the main institution which is supposed to provide all these facilities to the city is not strong enough to perform these kind of functions to the satisfaction of people. And of course we have been doing our best, whatever we could do with the limited means, but this is not enough at all. Every day I feel that I'm not doing justice to my job.
You just spoke about the glitches the administration is facing. So what are the reforms according to you should be implemented?
First of all, every institution for that matter, if it is supposed to perform certain functions, first of all its hand should be strong enough to do that. So I always feel that in any city, in any state, in any country, unless and until the administrative structure is strong enough to handle that jobs efficiently, nothing can change. We can do lip service to whatever work is being offered, and every day we can crib and complain about why things are not happening. But basic reason is that unless and until my hands are strong, I cannot do much.
So you mean that more authority should be given?
Not authority, but capacity building is very important. First of all, the number of people who should be there, and for that people should be competent enough to handle the jobs which they are handling.
Recently, Jammu was declared as a dirty and a polluted city by National Green Tribunal. So, what is GMC doing in regards to garbage management?
You know, I am really thankful to Green Tribunal that they took cognizance of this. Because of that law, so much awareness has been created right from top to bottom in the administrative as well as political hierarchy, that everybody has become conscious of that. You know, Jammu is such a dirty city. I won't say that it's one of the dirtiest, because in India there are very few cities which are actually have become conscious in terms of waste management and all that. Rest of the cities are in the infancy stage as we are. So because of the pressure from there, we have been able to do many things. At this time most of the things are in pipeline, so people can't see much. But I hope that within a year or 2 years maybe things will be really at a very different, the city will be in a different situation in terms of waste management, because we are doing many things in that in terms of waste, because as of now no awareness is there. Waste is waste, but when we get into it, there are various types of wastes, and every kind of waste has to be handled in a different way. Like construction waste, at this time they are being dumped as a municipal waste. So we are doing, we have floated tenders, we are installing a plant to handle that waste, to process it and make bricks. Then we are for this degradable and non-degradable, we are planning to have a separate waste to energy plant. Then for segregation again we are working on that, and we are training people so that segregation can be started at source. For plastic waste we are having plastic centers, so that that waste can be accumulated rather than rack pickers collecting it every day. So there are different models which are at this time in the pipeline, and I hope that in 2 years time maybe things will be in a different shape.
Talking about, you recently identified vending order hawker zones for the hawkers, but there's still a lot of vendors which, probably hundreds of them, which don't fall in that specified vendor zone category. So what in that regard?
We have identified the 41 vending zones. So at this time process is on. So far we have shifted I think 7 to 8 only. So rest are in the pipeline. First of all we have to little bit do fine tuning of the sites which we have identified. Some sites belong to JDA, some are state land. So officially we have to take it up with them, so that later on they should not raise any objection and all. So we are gradually moving in that direction. A lot of hue and cry I can see here and there, not from the vendors, because for them it's very good thing. They are saved from the harassment caused by inspectors, police and everyone, because they have a fixed place to stand and sell their things. But it's basically by the contractors. On their behalf they were selling stuff on roads, wherever. So it's hue and cry basically by them, not by the street vendors. They are quite happy. They will be happy, because it's for their reforms, it's for providing them better amenities.
You've also initiated recently the accommodation for people below poverty line. Throw some light on that.
There was a Government of India scheme, BSUP, Basic Services for Urban Poor, under which we were supposed to construct EWS flats, one-room flats for them. We have constructed flats in Sunjua. That scheme was at that time was identified for Rajiv Nagar slum dwellers. They were supposed to be shifted, but to my surprise they refused to shift, because for various reasons. So now the call has to be taken whether we have to force them to go there, or we are going to identify some other. We know that J&K, state subject is very important to allot them accommodation or land. So another option is to give it on lease to non-state subjects also. So that call has to be taken by the government. We have sent a status report to the government. Let's see what do they do.
Stray dog sterilization project still hangs in Jammu. So what is the reason for this?
This is the project which actually needs to be taken in a very, very planned way. In the case studies show that across the country. It has failed wherever government has completely taken it on its own. In this process, there are a number of NGOs, good NGOs, which are working across the country, and they do hand-holding for the municipal corporations. So, Animal Welfare Board of India provides some kind of assistance, financial assistance as well as technical assistance for that. There is ABC Monitoring Committee, which is required to be constituted by every municipal corporation. So we have done all that background work. We tried to engage one of our NGOs here, but somehow that didn't work. So now we have, very soon we are going to float expression of interest for that, to get some good NGOs who have done successfully well in other corporations. And let's see, at this time we are doing it on our own with our limited means. So we can say 10 to 15 sterilizations we can do every day, but that is not enough. Our target is to do, at this time we anticipate about a population of 60,000 dogs in the city. So if we do about 1,000 in a month, then only we can achieve the targets in 1 year. So for that we need to expand our facilities a lot, because that sterilized dogs are to be kept in our center for 4 days. That means we need to have accommodation for that many dogs. So there are a number of logistics issues attached with that. So we are working on that, but it will take some time.
JMC recently launched an app to address the grievances of the citizens. So tell us more about it so that citizens have a fair idea how to use the app.
This app was launched by us in the month of February, and of course the awareness part we are lacking, though we had thought that so many complaints we receive every day, so people will be using this app, but I think some awareness was lacking, because still I hear from somebody that, oh, I didn't know there is any such app. So but yes, that app is very, very useful, because we are receiving lot of complaints through that application, in which you can take a picture and upload it, rather than giving calls, and you can upload the status also, that after 2 days if it has not been done. So on any field, in any sector of JMC, you can simply lodge a complaint by going to our mobile application, which is very simple. You can upload the pictures, and immediately you will get the message with the number of that concerned official who is responsible for its disposal, and that officer also gets the number of that complainant, so that they can get in touch with each other and resolve it. So in various sectors it's working well, but in work sector it's not, because we have limited budget, so we cannot satisfy everyone.
You have demolished a lot of illegal constructions in your tenure. That has created a fear among all the illegal encroachers, who want to do some illegal construction. So comment on it. How do you take it? I mean, what is the perception?
I think a lot needs to be done. There are two aspects to it. One is that why people do it. I think nobody wants to violate law, but we are just forced because legal position is not clear, and second, if we are not punished, we become fearless. So in Jammu, both these angles are here, because our laws are very old, outdated. We haven't updated it on the pattern of other growing states like Gujarat, Haryana and all that. So a lot of reforms are required in terms of legislation and bylaws and all that. Since it is not clear, people keep running around, and then finally they give up. Okay, let's do it, we'll see it when somebody comes. And second is they become fearless when they see everybody doing it and no action being taken against them. So both these angles are there. We are working simultaneously on that okay, we are taking action, but at the same time we are trying to bring some reforms in our laws, and I think gradually people will also realize that it's for their good only.
A very straightforward and upfront working style, and sometimes that style puts you under political scrutiny. So do you ever face some political pressure at times?
Not at all.
So what message you'd like to share with our viewers, especially to the citizens for maintaining the decorum of the city?
Be with us to make city beautiful. That's it.
Thank you so much. It was really a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Like Mandeep Kaur said, and asked people to be with JMC. We hope that people really maintain the decorum of the city and make Jammu a beautiful place. Keep watching Jammu Links in Conversation with Series, where we keep bringing you personalities of interest across the state. Take care and God bless.